All right. So how to let go of fear. I solved something years ago. I called it anxiety. I had a very peculiar way that anxiety showed up for myself. And it bothered me, suffered with it for the first 37 years of my life, severe anxiety and a very strange problem. My hands would sweat and my feet would sweat and my whole body could drop a sweat and just soak my shirt in just a matter of seconds. It was the most bizarre thing. So it was really hard for me to hide it. Really hard for me to hide it. It's like I had to have all sorts of workarounds, like make sure I only wore short sleeve shirts, try to have windows open all around me, try not to touch people too much was a problem because I was a physical therapist. And so my job was to literally touch people. So I had this severe anxiety problem. And it was so bad that I didn't even have a girlfriend until after college. And so I'm going to talk to my friend Leslie a little bit about this and then open it up and show you guys something that we found. So let me bring Leslie on right now. So hopefully Leslie is coming on right now. I asked her very last minute because it just came up this morning, and I'm realizing more and more that so many people are dealing with even more anxiety than ever. And so I solved this for myself. And I ran into a situation this morning where someone asked me about help for some people that are having severe problems, some with anxiety. And they know what I do. And I was like, well, you should tell them to refer them to me. I can help with this. But this person was like, yeah, but Ralph, you don't have the credentials for that. Like, you're a physical therapist. You're not like a psychologist or some sort of like counselor person. And it kind of took me back a bit because I know and they know that I've solved this for myself. I solved this for my clients, and it wasn't about that, but there was some kind of like fear, even possibly about sharing this and putting oneself out there that, hey, we have an answer, but it's coming from this guy that's a physical therapist. The thing is, these days more and more credentials, like what is it, who you think like, well, what credentials do you have? Who recognizes are these credentials recognized? And it's like, recognized by whom? My good friend Ilya, who's one of the healers in our group, mentioned that this morning. Like somebody asked her, because she has all these skills to help people heal from anxiety and from fear and from all sorts of this inner stuff that's in the way, which I feel is the most important stuff in the way to heal. And they were asking her, well, what are your credentials? And so she told about her training with all these different people. And they said, well, are any of these credentials recognized? And she was brilliant. She said, by whom? And it kind of took the person back, like, yeah, who recognizes this? And so, in my years of doing healing work, 37 years, and I literally spent $750,000 on my training, literally, to solve these problems for myself and then for my clients. I started off as a physical therapist, and that's to help physical conditions. But I quickly got into alternative forms of therapy where we were solving things that could be called absolute medical conditions. And the other podcast I have is When Doctors Have No Answers. And those were the people that were reaching out to me and finding me. So I was going down this road of doing stuff that you wouldn't think a physical therapist does, but it's what we were doing in San Diego. I had 5 therapists working for me, and we did amazing work. I took 110 classes, now 111, in a type of therapy called integrated manual therapy to find and clear the root cause of these chronic conditions. And part of the work in there was to let go of anxiety, let go of fear, let go of depression, clear the anger, a lot of inner stuff, because a lot of that inner stuff is what drives a lot of the physical conditions. So my rule for myself has always been, here you are with a certain condition. Let's do some things. Let's find some things that we think will work. And let's see, do we make a difference? Are you here? And if we do that, and we do that again and again, we've got some data that this helped. And now you go along again, and maybe you find something that didn't work. Well, then you find what does work for that person, and now you've got more data. So my whole thing in life has always been like, well, it's got to have a result. And so so I solved the anxiety and depression and a lot of physical conditions for myself. Got my running back twice in my life when it was taken away because of injuries, significant stuff, and healed it. And along the way, I found that the key is there's a reason somebody's not doing well. And if you can find it, you can clear it, and then the person can heal and get to do what they want to do in life. So I want to open this up to like, I see Leslie on, but I don't see her video on. So I don't know if she's going to jump on live or not, or she's just hanging out with us. She's here with us energetically. But I want to talk about fear, because I think it all boils down to fear. Like my, the person that was, that somebody had reached out, and then she reached out to me and said, hey, you know, these people have a problem. There's a severe anxiety problem, severe anxiety problem. You know, do you know anyone that can help? I'm like, well, yeah, I can help. But she didn't want to refer to me because of what are my credentials. But the thing is, my credentials are, I've healed this. I can use the word healed, cured this in myself. And I've seen my clients get rid of anxiety. And it can be much faster than the process I took over the years. And what it boils down to is fear. There's something that happens. And I think maybe, you know, the person that didn't want to refer to me is dealing with their own fears about what will they be thought of if they refer to this physical therapist who, but it's like, what's important is, can we help somebody? Can we help somebody heal? Can somebody let go of fear, truly let go of fear, and do what they want to do in life? Now, in my experience over the years, my process was there was times in my life when fear stopped me cold. Like when my mentor early on in my physical therapy career asked me to come work for him, but he wanted me to go on a Sunday afternoon and go work on his neck so he could see how good my hands were. But I had sweaty hands. I was terrified. So I said no. And I didn't go work for my mentor. And I told him, well, I'm going to start my own physical therapy practice, so I won't need to be coming in to work on you. So I literally started my own physical therapy practice out of fear of going to touch my mentor. And so then that worked, you know, to some big levels. I got my own physical therapy practice. There was times when I didn't let fear stop me, like when I was, I graduated from college, but I was just working as a busboy and I wanted to be a waiter, and they allowed me to be a waiter in this high-end seafood restaurant in Texas. And so my first day was a Friday and I was terrified. Like, who was I to be going in and working with these high-level waiters and making big money? But I really wanted to just turn my car around and never go back and just go back to being a busboy. But I went and I used courage and I did it, and then it was good. And then I got used to it, and then it just became my normal way of doing it. So I kind of had to use courage to get through fear. So, you know, there's been times when I used courage and went through it. There's been times when I just backed away and didn't do it. And there's been times when it just showed up. Like I've noticed before, you know, I've cleared this in myself, and there might be some more to do in there, just like who am I to do this thing? You know, that imposter syndrome, like I'm just a physical therapist, and what am I doing helping people get rid of anxiety? But that's what we do. And so the key, we can do it much faster now. And the key is to have a way to go find out what it is you're protecting yourself from. And what you're protecting yourself from is fear. It's fear. And the biggest fear is that you have to feel something. You know, if you get singled out and somebody talks bad about you and they do it in public, it hurts. It hurts. And if it happened, you know, early in life, like with me and my stepdad and the emotional and the physical abuse, you know, that stuff hurts. And you don't want to feel that again. So there's this big fear that you're going to have to feel that again. So we do all sorts of stuff to not feel it. We take jobs that aren't quite the right, you know, expansiveness to it. We don't take opportunities. We just live a smaller life and try to make it where people don't hurt us. And, you know, now there's so much out there about like, don't offend somebody. You know, we're trying to like not feel this inner stuff. But I gotta say, you know, for me, what I've noticed in my clients is if it's pushing our buttons, it's pushing our buttons. It's not that somebody is causing us to feel fear or to feel anxiety or they offended us. It's pushing our buttons. It's already in there. And so the key is to go within. The key is to go within. Key is to go within. But how does that work, and how can it really work, and does it make a difference? What I've noticed is it makes a huge difference. But the problem is our minds will try to get us to not do it. There'll be something in us that doesn't want to do it. I think that's why I missed it for so many years. My Qigong master told me 20 years ago, the great spiritual teachers like Eckhart and David R. Hawkins and some other people were all pointing me to this. And I did a little bit of it, but I missed the important part of it. Because there's an important part to really clear the whole thing. Because when you clear all of that fear, what happens is you're expansive, your heart opens, and you have more access to synchronicity, and wonderful things happen, and things just get better. And you also get this inner part that's the extra part, the unexpected miracle, which is peace, true inner peace. So I can truthfully say, I don't have anxiety. I don't have anxiety. You know, I'm meeting somebody this afternoon, and it's a very touchy subject. It has to do with kids, our kids, and the way they're being taught in school. And I'm meeting with somebody this afternoon to discuss these things. And the old me would have been terrified. Might not have even have taken the meeting. Might not even have pushed into this this conversation. I don't feel it. I don't feel fear. I don't feel anxiety. There are things probably that still show up and cause fears. And of course, I'm human. But we have a way to clear it on the spot as we go through life. And the best way to experience it is to just experience it and have a real knowing that, oh my goodness, this worked. Then does it really matter if somebody's a physical therapist or a nurse or a business person? If they have a way to help you to heal this fear, to truly let go of the fear and the anxiety, so you can get to live the life you want to live, that's what really counts. What we think are the best credentials are the results. So I'm going to put it in the comments in a little bit, ralphhavens.com/atomic success video series. It's a long URL. I'll stick it in the comments, and you can click on it because I've made a little video series, short, digestible stuff, but to show you how to do this and give you the process. There's a link to grab the process to start to use this, because my hope is that you'll actually use it and get some, you'll know, you'll feel it, you'll experience it. The biggest way to do it is with us, with me, with Leslie Plattner, Ilya Kavukas, Katie Kavanaugh, to do it with us. And we have a way to do that. And it's not that much money when you consider what the benefits you get. And you can do it for a day or for a month, or just do it with us as a way to live. And it's a way to truly find this fear, the thing that's driving the anxiety, that's driving all the problems, that's driving a lot of the conditions people deal with, and just clear it, just heal it. And so you can get to live how you want to live. So I'm going to put it in the link. I don't know if Leslie is coming on. For some reason, I see her on, but I don't see her coming on. So if she's there, if Leslie's there, I'd love to chat with you and see what you think about all this. Let's see, I think I'm in Facebook somewhere. Facebook land, where are we? Let's put this in the chat. www.ralphhavens.com/atomic success video series. Let's see if I typed it in correctly. Typed it correctly in. Yes. So look for that. And if you have any questions, if you're watching live, come put a comment in live or replay, and I will do my best to answer them all. And that is the day. Let me just see where to go. I know I'm in Facebook somewhere, but I don't see it. So, and this will also be on YouTube. So I'll put it in the link. And I see Leslie's on there, but I don't see her coming on. So she might just be joining us energetically. And all right, have a great day out there. Let's get out there. Let's really live your life. And let's get rid of that anxiety and that fear that can be holding you back. All right.